So, how would you like to gain more control over your life and actually start persuading it in the direction of positive change? Well, that's what I'm going to be talking to you about today. Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm a certified life coach and the owner of Endless Possibilities Life Coaching Services. I also have my Bachelor's of Science degree in psychology and apply that to a lot of the coaching mechanisms and tools and skill sets that I develop within my practice. But today I'm going to be talking to you about actually the third aspect in a series of 4 videos that I'm doing that talks about how do you persuade your life towards positive change. And today we're going to be talking about the emotional aspect. So the first video talked about the mental aspect. The second video talked about really stability in our human condition and how we can strengthen our foundation within ourselves. And today is talking about the emotional. So the thing that I think is probably most useful to really enacting and putting in place that movement of positive change comes in emotional regulation. So, what that means is really being able to feel the things that you feel, which is absolutely necessary and an important aspect in our human condition, but not getting locked into the feelings that don't match with the direction of our dreams or the direction of the thought processes and new patterns that we're trying to create. So, one of the things that I teach clients is, for me, as a coach, I believe there's a fundamental difference between a feeling and an emotion. And the way I explain it to clients is this. A feeling is something that's out of our control. It's going to come and it's going to go. And that's a natural part of our human process. As human beings, we're going to have a range of emotions, and that's a part of it. So that's what feelings are. But when we look at emotions, in my professional opinion, is when we have chosen to take a feeling and hold on to it. And then we create it into an emotion by kind of putting a thought context to it and allowing it to enter into our processing system and really becoming part of the landscape of our reality, right? Like what we think about something, how we feel about something, how we're assessing something, how we're processing something, that is an emotion. So again, that difference, that feeling is fleeting, it moves through. It only takes hold when we grab a hold of it and we say, okay, I want to do something with this. And it does take a little bit of practice to learn how to kind of have a better control of that, right? Because we feel feelings sometimes in a reaction to something that happens. And a lot of times we say as a person, well, this must mean something. So I'm going to grab it. I'm going to hold on to it. But the reality, when we're looking at how to shift into positive living, so start persuading our human condition into that direction, we have to look at regulating the emotion. So as such, we have to make a conscious decision. Is this an emotion that's in my best interest? Is it an emotion that I need to work through to be able to build and progress because maybe there's something getting in the way and this emotion is showing up to do that? Or is this just a feeling that I need to let be? So that is definitely a huge part of the process. And there are skill sets. One of the biggest ones that I teach is triggers. And it's kind of a complex skill set. I think a lot of us can understand what a trigger is as far as it's something that sets us off. Something in our environment comes in and it triggers up a specific feeling, a specific emotion. And a lot of times there's an attachment with it of, our self-worth, our self-value, our processing system, what I call our operational system or the framework of your belief system. So, triggers are a huge part of indicating where we are in life and kind of what is setting us off within our human condition. And is absolute work that we can do in skill building away from triggers. So meaning that instead of being reactive to triggers, we're being proactive about those triggers and really, again, regulating that emotion. So it's definitely this topic of the video out of the 4 video series for persuading positive change is definitely a lot more layered. There's some complexities to it within our human condition, and emotions can absolutely run deep and affect so many different layers of us and how we move through life and navigate changes. But the real takeaway that I want you guys to have from this is that moving towards regulating your emotion. So differentiating what is a feeling and what is an emotion. Feelings are going to pass. We don't have to put attachment to it, and we don't need to pass judgment on that. The things that we do need to look at are the emotions that we're grabbing and holding on to. Why are we attaching to that emotion? Is it in our best interest? Is it, again, indicating that there's something we need to fix? Or is it moving us towards that positive change? Also, that are we being reactive to our environment, or are we standing in our foundation? So the last video I talked about in this series was strengthening your foundation. So do these emotions support who you have defined yourself to be? Again, emotions, not feelings. Feelings are going to come, but do the emotions you hold support who you have defined yourself to be? If they do, then chances are that's moving you in the positive direction. If they aren't, then there's a conflict of interest there, and you're going to have obstacles and more challenges in your way. So when we look at this topic of emotions, it's finding that balance, right, between non-attachment and non-judgmental versus the conscious, intentional attachment towards what we want it to be. But in the middle is making sure we're not neglecting the emotions that need to be addressed or need to be redirected so that we can bring in that positive change. So as I was saying, this is a pretty layered concept, but hopefully I've given you enough to kind of start thinking about one way that you can control the aspect of this. And the first step in it is identifying, is this a feeling that I can let come and go, or is this an emotion that I need to address and or want to hold on to? And that's really the first step in our wheelhouse of learning how to take intentional control and directing that emotional aspect of our life towards persuading positive change. So I hope you found this video interesting and insightful. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I am trying to build my YouTube channel. I am a working coach who holds client sessions at least 3 to 4 times a week. I do a lot of contract work. I do speaking engagements. So trying to get this channel up and going is definitely fit within a very small structure of time. So if you like what you see, please subscribe. I'm committed to bringing a whole variety of coaching topics to this channel throughout the entire year. And I would love the engagement of my audience. So if there's things you're interested in, if you'd like to learn more about things I've discussed, please leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to bring videos like that to you. All right, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you. Bye.